was there a lot of like resistance from the graffiti community about you being openly gay? Were
Oh yeah,
people trying to step to you? Were people hacking you out? Were people
they hack me out now. You know, I like right when I hit the street and people hack me out on Spirit. They don't even know nothing. You know what I mean? But in New York, day one, I'm right, and then people are hacking me out here. You know what I mean? And it's kind of a trip because I do look at it and I'm like, damn, like the ladder I'm climbing is a trip. Like, because a lot of other people don't get dissed like right when they put their shit up, you know, and but my shit gets dissed like mad fast or whatever. And in terms of resistance, um, I mean, I was like, what was trippy, nobody really understood it. Like the graffiti kids were all definitely, you know, on me. I was on site for years in the city and I stood up on site, you know, like I was on site with probably like 75 dudes or something. And that's so that, and like, right. That, and so I
was
don't know
this
how that
just on
reads
the
to,
strength of you being a gay person?
and not fucking stopping and not stopping. This is motherfucker saying, yo, you need to stop. Like, you need to leave the city. You need to get out of the city. You need to bounce. You need to quit. We're not having this on our streets. We run the streets, da 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 da. And I would say, okay, bet. I got what you need. Come get it. I got what you need. Come get it. And people didn't shoot as regularly back. You know, we didn't all shoot that like this. Like now, this is, you're going to get shot fast in the bay. Oof, you're getting lit up. But at this time, people didn't really shoot, so I wasn't on that. And then, yo, straight up to the community, you weren't as tough as the kids in Wilmington. You know, that was, and I didn't really understand that. I got ready for war and they fucking brought like little ass shit, but they got me a bunch of times, you know, and this is like, I'm at art shows and shit. And homeboy is like, you know, shout out to Gesso. You know, Gesso runs at me. I don't even see this motherfucker or know this motherfucker. And he, you know, bear hugs me and slams me into a parking meter like a football tackle, puts a bruise on my back like this big on a parking meter and evade and you know, Gesso you know, jumped me a bit then, whatever. And I still and I hung tight and handled business or whatever. But that's at art shows. And then all these motherfuckers that I'm trying to build with at art shows are like, we got to stay away from this guy, this weirdo in a dress who fights all the time. They're mad violent. And then in the straight world and in the art world, they kept seeing me getting jumped. Like I was fighting like 3 times a day sometimes. And the other side of the community was that regular dudes were on me. The regular dudes were on me. So regular dudes would be on me. And then the dudes were on site with me and I was doing my push-ups and carrying weapons.
So these dudes
What
jumped
did it?
you and fought you. I'm just really trying to get this straight, bro. Because
Yeah.
here's the thing. I'll say this to you straight up. I'm from San Francisco, right?
Yeah.
Like you said, the
I
hood
can tell you
dudes,
about it.
the
Yeah.
hood, the respect, all that. We're not
Right.
really out here giving that much a fuck
Oh,
about what you do sexually, your preference. We don't care, bro. Like we grow up, if
that,
anything, like knowing about
that's the
okay,
hood.
cool. Shout out Harvey
Yes.
Milk, Castro. They over there doing their thing. Our cousin
Yes.
might have
Yes.
this.
And we should. Yes.
It's in our family. We know
Oh,
about it.
and
It's
everybody's putting
accepted.
that down.
Yeah, we understand it.
That's the
Um,
hood.
I'll even tell you too, like this is an unknown fact. I'll just say straight up.
Right.
There's a lot of there's a lot of hustlers in the drug world
Oh,
that's where
yeah.
they're getting their money from. So it is what
Oh,
it
yeah.
is.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I just want to say that I feel like there's writers who come from that who are like born
Right.
and bred and fed in the hood in the city,
Yeah.
and then there's like these out of towner dudes
It was.
bring other energy that's like, bro, we're not even on that type of
Right.
time to be.
Because you look like a sucker being on that shit.
Yeah, it's like, what do you?
What do you
Well,
care about?
here's my
Huh?
theory, and obviously this is a tough nut to crack in one podcast, but my thinking is, if another man
Yes.
makes you insecure about your sexuality or about, sorry, excuse me, let me get this straight. If another man's sexuality makes you feel a type of way, it probably means you're insecure about your sexuality.
Or like oppressed or fucked with or abused.
Something, but it's just like, bro, why does this bother you so much that you would want to cause physical harm to somebody? I don't get that.
I mean, yeah, it's very plain Jane obvious that it's a trippy ass reflection of when
Some internalized shit. You got some internalized
but I do want to speak on what you're saying, which is, and this is public, and I will say that I was in San Francisco because all the street and all the tough dudes had tolerance and they rocked tolerance, yo. And that blew my mind at 18, 19, because I would watch out queer people speak to people from San Francisco and everybody would be cool. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, there's like there's a place for me here because there's tolerance here. And like, with all the stuff I do, I have never had like a righteous, like hardcore, street, prison dude, anybody ever pay me any mind or at all. People are just like, you do you're good. Like nobody who's tough has any time for this stupid ass shit. It's not about money. None of it's about money. And when I was young, that's what I was saying to myself every day. I was coming from a real place. All these people are jumping me and attacking me. And I was like, yo, none of this is about money. I'm trying to survive. This is like a different, like, what are we doing? How are you surviving? Why are you bothered attacking me? Like, I just need to get money. I need to survive. And like, that's street culture from what I understand. If it ain't about money, then, what the fuck, why would the fuck would you deal with shit? You know what I mean? Like, and heart over capital comes from money over bitches. It's the switch up on money over bitches. So money over bitches is what street slang for a way of life. You know what I mean? And I'm not with that. I'm like, pimps down, hoes up, pimps down, hoes up all day. And, but money over bitches, I looked at that and I was like, I don't like money over bitches. I'm going to say what I think it should say, which is heart over capital, and say what I think it really is. But yeah.
Well, another thing I did hear back in the day, and you kind of mentioned that too, is that like I heard you also like held your own and like you like plenty of dudes up and people try to step to you and you fucked them up like that.
Yeah.
Which is also like, yeah, I've heard of that. Like, you don't know gay dudes that's with the shit because I've
seen then you haven't been around.
Yeah, I've seen that go down too. Yeah.
That was all through my life. I mean, there was like, a couple of queer people and that fought every day in my schools that I went to and stuff. And I was mostly looking at the situation like, damn, that's rough to be out. If you're out at 16, you're fighting 3 times all day, but most people know that. And anybody who knows like the deeps and dregs of it, they know that anybody can swing I'm far from street life. I don't want to have nothing to do with it, but anybody can get got however they need to. And that was important for me to learn. And that's important for women to learn too, because women are out here scared, dealing with shit. And any woman can fucking cut your throat. If you can bake a cake, you can build a bomb. You feel me? You can bake a cake, you can build a bomb. And so anybody can get it. And there's nobody needs to be disempowered in this world. And nobody needs to be violent, but we have the right to self-defense. And women should know that. They can poison your ass. You want to fucking violate me repeatedly? You get your ass poisoned. Walk into the motherfucking Tenderloin. Talk to some motherfucking dudes about getting poisoned.
Yeah.
Because I lived in the Tenderloin for 20 years.
Yeah.
You'll get your ass poisoned. Come have another drink after you do some weird shit.
Yeah, you can get got by any means. I think that's another thing about us being here from the Bay is we are given that revolutionary type of mindset of self-defense, self-determination, respect.
Yeah, the Panthers.
Yeah, some Panther shit.
Movements.
Yeah.
All that. And shout out to all the Asian communities. Like everybody, fucking Frisco and the Bay. Yeah.
When you tell me this story about you getting jumped at an art gallery,
that was like multiple times. Yeah, for sure.
That's like
fucked up my game.
that's like years ago, right? Has anyone, I mean, there's also like, not making any excuse. There's also something we can address, which is like the fact that young men, you know, when you're young, you do stupid shit thinking that this is what being a man is, or being tough or whatever, and that leads to misogyny, homophobia, whatever. No excuse, because I never did. I never did no type of shit like that at any point in my life. But I'm just saying, have you ever heard from someone that was getting at you like that later down the line, that came across and was like, yo, my bad, I was on bullshit?
Oh yeah. Oh, almost everybody. They all got daughters now, and they all own houses and shit. And they got like hella, like hundreds of thousands of followers on IG. You know what I mean? They got a lot more than me, and nothing's over for me. You know what I'm saying? Like other all sorts of sets of dudes and sets of crews and people that tried to do all kinds of stuff to me. People apologize to me all the time, and when they apologize to me, I let them know that that they're in danger around me. You know what I mean? Because ain't nothing over yet. Like, and I'm not trying to fight with nobody, but I mean, I don't know what the fuck's hunky dory, you know, at all. Because the shit, you know, I don't have daughters. I wasn't like, you know, put in a position to have some type of life like that, you know, because you get marked out everywhere you go. That, you know, it's just how it is. You don't really, yeah, I mean, I could have probably like steadfastly tried to code switch for the rest of my life, but I really only code switched for a little bit in my life.
Recognize where you got the game. We got our own style, got our own slang. Northern California is a West Coast thing. This is the history of the Bay. Recognize where you got the game. We got our own style, got our own slang. Northern California is a West Coast thing. This is the history of the Bay.